The green has just come out for the restart on lap 202. Ryan Newman leads, Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson chasing.
Jimmy Johnson next to Matt Kenseth, going down into turn 2. Can he take the spot? Oh, man, Kenseth drove that thing in there.
Now can he drive it off of 4?
And he got through the middle real well, so.
Tony Stewart got by Dale Jarrett, and we see some smoke off turn 4, and Elliott Sadler has some damage to the left front.
Stay under green.
And he had such a great car today, and the battle still continues for the second spot. And there's Tony Stewart. He's been able to get by Jarrett. He's up to 4th.
And he's being held up.
We saw this picture just a moment ago.
That's when Tony apologized.
But he can, I mean, he still has plenty of time. Tony's got such a good car. He'll work past these guys without any problem. Probably get a hold of Newman, too. If he's patient.
Patience, we've had plenty of that today.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Matt Yoakum.
BP and Wally, when the 6 of Mark Martin comes down the front stretch, take a look at that right front fender. When he got out of the binders coming out of 4, he came very close to the wall. They think they may have a tire rub.
Yeah, look at the right front end. We'll take a look at it when he comes by here from this shot. The car's rolling a lot over on the right front, but doesn't look bad.
Elliott Sadler trying to hang in there.
Sadler definitely has a tire rub.
And Mark doesn't want to be anywhere around him because if that tire goes.
Another problem Sadler's got is all those brake cooling hoses are in the left front part of that fender right there, and they're all closed off. So that left front rotor is going to get really hot here in about 15-20 laps.
This is back for the 14th spot. Dave?
No word yet from Elliott Sadler on that tire rub. One of the problems, though, is that he made a 2-tire stop the last time they came in. The last time those left sides were changed was back on lap 136 caution. So they're not only old, but now they're getting abused.
Yeah.
That's only going to get worse for him.
Ryan Newman with Tony Stewart charging. Jimmy Johnson is in 3rd, and Matt Kenseth is 4th. The top 4 drivers on the track are 4 of the drivers in the chase for the Nextel Cup. Matt Yoakum.
Bill, he's dropped a couple positions now. Under that recent stoppage, there was some conversation about the handling of the car, but the biggest portion was the message that NASCAR wanted Robbie Reiser to relay to Matt. Here's a portion of it.
Okay, this is from the control tower. They say that this stuff has got to stop. If it continues, you will not race next week.
Who are you talking to? Just everybody?
All 43 men driving those machines.
Okay. I've never been on a behavioral timeout in a race before, especially when I don't even have any clue what's been going on. I haven't seen anything. But okay.
And there was a little humor when NASCAR told the drivers to refire the engine. Matt came out and said, Robbie, you're not going to believe this. The guy who sang the national anthem, he just told us to crank him up. That, of course, was official Billy Berkheimer.
That's a do-it-all official, isn't it, Matt?
Sure is, Bill.
Matt Kenseth, who raced so hard just to make the chase. And I talked to his car owner, Jack Roush, here on Friday about a number of subjects, but I asked Jack, did you ever think the 17 was going to make it? He goes, I didn't think they were going to make it 5 races ago. I didn't think they were going to make it 2 races ago. I didn't think they were going to make it at Richmond. He thought lightning would strike at Richmond and just end their run of bad luck, or good luck, rather, but they have been extremely strong. Benny, would you do the honors, please?
Okay, folks, down to the truck, please. Cue the duck, because I know we have something very interesting to tell these folks.
Time for our Aflac trivia question. Who are the 2 chase contenders who have never led the championship standings?
Never led, huh? That would be Carl Edwards.
Yes.
And Jeremy Mayfield.
Let's find out. Ryan Newman.
Oh, what about that?
I was going to say Newman, but I saw you give Benny the answer, so I figured you knew. He threw you right under the bus, BP.
You know what? I'm going to look at that one up. Marty, how about that 12 car?
A very delicate balancing act going on right now for Ryan Newman. His car extremely fast. When it's up front, he knows Tony Stewart is fast, but in the back of his mind, he knows he has to conserve fuel. They last pitted on lap 138, so very soon they're going to need a caution, or they'll have to come in under green flag, and that would kill their shot to win this race.
You have to be surprised that these guys didn't stop under the last caution.
I am, because that could have been their last stop. They could have made it the rest of the way, I believe. And there's some of those guys that did, that were further back in the pack. They may get some good finishes out of it if this thing goes green the rest of the way.
We'll find out, because Kyle Busch in the 5 car stopped. If he could make it the rest of the way, you're right, he's in for a great finish.
Caution flag has been out 9 times today, for a total of 55 laps.
And you wonder why Tony Stewart hasn't raced up and passed the 12 car? That's because the 12 car currently is faster than the 20 car, for whatever reason.
By about a 10th last time.
Hey, Matt, is Jeremy Mayfield one of the guys that stopped the last time? Plan on making the rest of the way?
Well, they're trying to look at that scenario, but one of the biggest issues, track position. Now, recall back to when Matt Kenseth, who now runs in 4th, headed for 2 tires. Jeremy was swerving back and forth. Slugger said, it's a 17 pit. You pit too, but when he was swerving to the right, Kenseth ducked down pit road. When he tried to swerve back to the left, he had gone past the commitment cone. So he had made his bet. He had to stay out. Now he's a little more off sequence to what Kenseth and a few other guys are, and you can see it in track position back in 19.
So a lot of these guys up front are looking at a pit stop pretty darn soon.
Yes.
Well, if he stopped at 138, Ryan Newman I'm talking about, then he's going to stop about 230, 330, 230, I should say. This thing is 300 laps long.
Right. Now, about 38 of those laps, about 42 of those laps have been under caution.
So he can easily go 100.
Right.
But at 240, about 25 laps from now, Ryan Newman is going to have to make a choice.
Dave Burns.
Yeah, Greg Bifflewood's one of those cars that will have to pit again. Remember, he described his car earlier as weird. I talked with car chief Bobby Baykeep about that car, and he said, you know what? It's just not a perfect car. They've really been trying to make it better all day, but they ran it last year in a test, didn't like it, haven't pulled it out until last week at Richmond, and it finished 3rd, but they still weren't all that jacked up about it, and it's still not their perfect race car. They have one that's better that they're waiting to pull out for the chase a little later on.
Marty, how about Ryan Newman's pit strategy?
Well, you guys talked about how fast he is up front. Roger Penske said, man, you are a rocket up front. He said, I have a reputation for being a rocket, but the clean air means everything to that 12 car. He was just told 20 laps until you have to pit. That's not a long time here at New Hampshire.
Sure isn't. Jimmy Johnson in the 48, Kenseth in the 17, 3rd and 4th. You know, Tony Stewart running 2nd knows that, I would think, knows Newman has to stop.
Sure he does. So why even
use up your stuff?
Yeah, why use your stuff up? And probably Newman will go a lap down if he's got to make that stop under the green.
He's going to have some company too, because he's not the only guy out there.
He'll probably go 2 laps down the time he slows down to 45 miles per hour, makes his tire changes, fuel stop.
And like you said, Bill, if a bunch of those guys come in and get caught like that and the yellow does come out, there's going to be a lot of good cars 1 or 2 laps down.
Variety of cars stopped on lap 138, 148, 167, 182, and 198. So all kinds of strategy playing out in the first race in the chase for the Nextel Cup. And these are 2 of the guys that are in the middle of it, Jimmy Johnson and Matt Kenseth.
Kenseth would like to get that 3rd spot away from Jimmy Johnson. Sizing him up right now. Let's take a look on the high side. Jimmy Johnson gives him enough room.
And Matt charges. Yep. So Matt gets the position. Get ready for what could be some green flag pit stops. We'll find out what happens. We'll take a break and be back. Ryan Newman leads here at New Hampshire, one of 10 men chasing the 2005 NASCAR Nextel Cup Championship in New Hampshire.